just based on the signals that we're getting here, right? Because we should base it on the experience that you're having.
Yes.
Now, what I can do here, because usually what we can do on our end, we can go ahead and reprovision your device. But if that has
I
already
think
been
the
done, then the next step,
I think the previous agent already did that. At least that's what he
yes.
said.
So if that was already done, then the next step that we can do is to schedule you a technician visit.
Mm-hmm.
Because we really can't tell from our end here what's going on. Because on your end, you're experiencing intermittence, but on our end, the signal looks good. So there's a difference with the data we're getting and the experience that you're getting, right?
Yes, that is a rather sound and valid logical conclusion. The problem is the empirical data shows from last summer that technician visits don't really help, because I've had 4 of them, and it took a guy, there was an Indian guy named Ron who figured this out. I think he was an upper level technician of some kind, and what he figured out is that there was an issue on some kind of node or whatever it was called. I don't know anything about this type of stuff. There was some kind of node related issue that was causing slight intermissions in internet connection within a certain area. And unless you were a broadcaster, a streamer, or an online gamer within specific online games, you... Wait a second. Someone's calling me. Okay. Unless you were one of those things, you would not experience this problem. So, as far as I understand, at the end of last summer, some data was gathered from different users who were sort of doing similar kinds of business activities as I am. Because I suppose an average Comcast Xfinity user uses his internet connection for watching YouTube or reading, I don't know, news or something of that matter, checking weather. And I don't think this kind of intermittence would interfere with those activities. It interferes with activities that require you to have a perfect internet connection, which Comcast does not seem to be able to provide. By the way, I'm currently online. There are quite a few people listening to us. These intermissions, they happen within unequal intervals. Sometimes they happen within about 5 or 6 minutes from one another. And sometimes they happen within 30 minutes from one another. Actually, I was already prepared to end the conversation with the previous agent, because what he told me is that the issue was very apparent and that he has fixed it and that he would call me back within 30 minutes. Luckily, the intermission happened quickly enough. It could have happened within 10 minutes from then, which would mean that I would have to wait for 20 minutes for the guy to call me so that he would redirect me to you so that I could listen to some glorious acoustic guitar music or saxophone or whatever you have there, and then talk to you. So, anyways, I would prefer if this issue were solved as quickly as possible, because my broadcast is scheduled for today. It's not scheduled for some random day after a technician can possibly visit me, look at my modem, and probably not really fix anything, because in my experience, the first thing they do is they check the cable that is attached to my modem and try to reinforce that. They did that twice last summer. It did nothing because it has nothing to. The issue has nothing to do with the cable. It had nothing to do with the cable, and I would bet money on that it has nothing to do with the cable now either. So that's the nature of the problem. It's not just that. Yes, so it's not just that my YouTube videos are running a bit slow and it causes a mild annoyance. This is detrimental to my main income source, and this is detrimental to Comcast's image as I am broadcasting to different countries that Comcast is currently expanding into. So, yeah.
I do understand, sir, the inconveniences causing you, mainly because internet is like a major part of your line of business. But in any case, as I have explained earlier, in our system here, we are not able to detect that because the signals that we are gauging is the signals you're getting on your modem. And you're right. When a technician comes in, when we send in a technician, they're going to check your internal wirings. That is because they are in-home technicians. Now, those technicians are going to check not just your internal wirings. If they're going to see if there's a problem with the ground block or the node, then that is the time that those in-home technicians are the ones that's going to request a job order through your local dispatch to send in outside or pole technicians to check the node for you. Because on our end here, we cannot bypass them, directly request a node technician or check on the node where you are located. Because we have to do it by stop, because this is the access that we have authorized to.
Okay.
So we are authorized to schedule you a technician in home, and if the technician detects issues with the outside connections, he's going to be the one that's going to schedule the outside technician. Now, I really cannot guarantee that this is like a totally 100% fixed issue for you, since it's working right now, because as per your experience, it is intermittent and recurring, right?
Yes.
So, and I really cannot guarantee, because I can check the availability right now of when is the next available technician, in-home technician for your area. So if you can give me a chance to look that up, I can go ahead and provide you with a schedule.
Okay. And while you do that, can I ask another question?
Go ahead, sir.
So the reason why there is no way to bypass an ordinary technician is organizational structure, basically. So there's no way to request a technician that would handle the outside issues, the node-related issues, without first scheduling an appointment with an in-home technician. Okay.
Because the in-home technician will be the one to verify whether the issue is coming in through the lines inside the house or the ones outside. Because as you know, on our end here, we cannot physically see it or check it or gauge it for you. What we can do is base it on the IP address on your modem and get the data from there, and that's it. So we actually don't see what the specific type of network you have set up at home, how many devices you got connected, or what if you got extenders or boosters or whatever else you got.
Because I can tell you that. I can tell you that. I know how many devices I have. I know whether I have any extenders and which of my devices are hardwired to the modem and which of them use Wi-Fi predominantly. I am pretty closely aware of the devices that I use on a daily basis. Frankly, I don't quite see why a specialist would be required to evaluate a number of devices that require an internet connection in my household.
Actually, because what they do for in-home technician, they check what they call this, they check the number of devices that you have to see whether we can, the network that you currently have is able to support it, and your Wi-Fi connection range is able to cover the location of those devices. Aside from that, they're going to gauge the signal levels that you're getting inside, and whether there is distortion.
My computer is hardwired.
Also.
My computer from which I broadcast is hardwired to the modem. I don't broadcast using Wi-Fi. It would be really stupid of me to do so. The Wi-Fi coming from my router is not the issue. I use it for my phone mostly, and for another computer that my parents use to watch TV shows in another room. I don't broadcast using Wi-Fi. I don't for the same reason I don't broadcast using LTE on my phone, because it's not tremendously stable. Broadcasting requires a wire, because, when you hardwire your computer to your source of internet connection, you're supposed to get a more stable internet connection. That's Broadcasting 101. So there's that. The issue is not with Wi-Fi. The issue is not with my equipment. The issue has to be on Comcast's part, as it was last time. And moreover, whenever a technician would come last summer, they would always determine that the problem is with my household. And they would always determine that they have just solved it. They've solved it by reinforcing the cable that is attached to my modem. Then they've reinforced it by just fiddling with the cable outdoors. Then they've solved it by advising me to call the modem manufacturer and possibly replace the modem, which I did. First, I called the manufacturer of the modem, and they gave me some instructions. I followed them, and they didn't help. Then I've replaced my modem to a more recent model. Actually, back then, it was very, very recent. So recent, in fact, that the next Comcast technician that visited me, because obviously it didn't help, the next Comcast technician that visited me was not familiar with that modem. So yeah, the main problem is technicians mostly don't help. So I recognize the fact that the organizational structure at Comcast does not allow us to schedule an appointment with a higher level technician that can actually solve the problem, and that has solved the problem in the past. But I would greatly appreciate if something were done about that node you have there, because, well, while I don't know exactly how those things work, the empirical data from last year pretty much shows that the problem is not with me. The problem is with you guys. So, yeah, I'm paying $70 for this per month. And I'd rather I didn't have to switch to a different provider, because, I mean, come on. It's annoying enough to have intermittent connection. It's even more annoying to actually have to stop broadcasting for a few weeks in order to set up a different thing. Yeah. Is there really no way to actually solve this problem within today?
Regarding checking the node, sir, or sending out someone to check the node, I have to really let you know that on my end here, that is not something that I can request. So,
is there any way Is there any way you can transfer my call to someone who can do that without a technician? Did you order a technician for me for tomorrow? Because tomorrow wouldn't work for me, actually. We would have to reschedule that.
On my end here, I actually was able to book a schedule on the 7th, and I requested a priority scheduling from your local dispatch through our system. So I guess they rescheduled you tomorrow between 7:30 and 8:30.
That doesn't work for me.
Because the next one is on the 7th. But with regards to your request for someone to check the node without sending in a home technician, on our end, sir,
let me get this clear. Let me get this clear. There is no way to bypass a technician's appointment and they can only be summoned on 2 days within a. There are only 2 time slots within an entire week when a technician can actually come over. So there are no time slots on Monday, on Tuesday, and any of the days I will be here. There's only a time slot for the 7th and for tomorrow. Am I getting this right?
So far, sir, that is the schedule that we are receiving from the local dispatch.
Okay.
But if you want, I can go ahead and send in another escalation or request to have them check if there are other times. But right now, that's the ones that showing up as available.
Okay. Please do whatever is possible to schedule a technician's visit for either a Monday or a Tuesday next week. Because Sunday doesn't work for me, and neither does Wednesday through Friday.
Okay.
Monday and Tuesday.
I am sending that request right now, so we are waiting for a response from your local dispatch.
Okay. Okay. And is there any way to make sure that the technician this time actually knows what he is trying to solve? Because I had to explain exactly the same thing I had to explain to you 4 times to 4 different people who had no clue what they were actually trying to solve. And actually one of them first went forth and tried to solve it, and then and then actually inquired into what my problem was. So is there a way to ensure that
here, I have already put in the job description for the job request regarding your intermittent connection, sir, wherein there's a possible issue with a node.
Okay. It would be useful to say that it is a recurrent issue.
Let me make sure to note that in for you. Right now, I am getting response from dispatch, sir. No available schedules found for Monday or Tuesday. What they really can offer is the soonest after tomorrow is the 7th, Thursday, and then onwards.
Okay, so this basically entails that the soonest a technician can be at my place is Saturday, because I have meetings Wednesday through Friday, and next Saturday is the date of my next broadcast, because Saturdays is when I do my broadcasts. Okay, so let me get this entirely clear. There's no way to actually request a problem-solving event that would have to do with the node without consulting a technician, and the soonest a technician can arrive will be basically within a week, because, well, I have things to do during on work days, when I personally will not be at my household, and my other family members would not be privy to all of the niceties and the tiny details of these Comcast-related escapades I'm having currently. This marvelous adventure of intermittent connection, recurring intermittent connection, by the way, and how exactly it happens and how any of the equipment works. So I have to be here, and I can be here only Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, and that's pretty much
For
it.
Saturday, we got all day available on Saturday. That's the 9th of June. Earliest is at 7:30 to 8:30.
Okay.
And we also got 8 a.m. to 10, 9 to 11, 12 to
Okay.
2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6.
Okay. Okay. So let's do the earliest possible time slot on Saturday, next Saturday.
Okay.
And let's
7:30 to 8:30. Okay.
yes, because that way I will be able to verify whether the technician has I will be able to verify that the technician has fixed nothing the same day because that is the date of my broadcast. So, yeah. Another curious thing is that currently my broadcast right now, as we speak, is running fairly well. Actually, for about so we've been speaking for about an hour, and the broadcast hasn't crashed for about 40 minutes, I think. So maybe the situation resolved itself, although I have to say that what happened last summer was that my connection would drop at time points before 10 a.m. Or wait a second. No, between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. So it would just stop. It would just be highly intermittent within that time frame. And then, after 2 p.m., it would be more or less stable. So there were even specific time slots when these things would happen. So it is quite possible that there's another weird time frame
I am not sure. Are you trying to fuck
that
this woman?
just set itself up somehow, during which my broadcasts are made impossible. So it's quite possible that since it's, I don't know, and let's pick a random time point, since it's 1:09, maybe after 1 p.m. it works, or maybe after in the afternoon it starts working normally. So I would have to verify whether it works next morning. I would not be able to do that. Well, I will have to verify on Tuesday or Monday whether it works in the morning. But as far as I know, the issue hasn't been resolved because nothing has been done. So it's either that it would disappear by itself, which last summer that's not what happened, or the issue is still here and it's just not the right time for the intermissions to happen.
Occur.
To occur, yes. That's a better
Okay,
word.
so
Thank you.
Mr. Tomanov, on my end here, I already got in a confirmation for us, so we got you scheduled on the 9th of June. That is a Saturday. The earliest one we got 7:30 to 8:30. So that's a 1 hour window. Technician will be arriving anytime between that time, and you're going to get a confirmation call to your number 510-396-7869.
Thank you.
That is a reminder call from our automated system, reminding you about your visit. Now, on my end here, I noted on the request that this is a recurring intermittent internet service issue, and then a possible node issue. I also requested, if possible or if available, to send a supervisor technician. So that will depend on availability that they got in your area. Now, we got that all confirmed, and if you're not, I'm sure you're going to be there, but if you have somewhere to go in the first part of it, it's fine so long as someone's there over the age of 18 to supervise a technician. If you keep pets inside of your home, especially for big dogs, kindly keep them contained for technician safety, sir. This appointment will be updated in your online access on your My Account in our website, xfinity.com, in a couple of minutes, and you will be also able to see or manage it if you want to reschedule it to a different time or date. If you do change your mind and want to push it a day forward or 2 days forward, you have the option of managing your appointment online, or if you want to make it easier for you, you can just give us a call and we'll do it for you, okay?
Okay.
And I do apologize for all the inconvenience. I really wish I could help you out more, but regarding node issues, we really have to follow through with the line of support first.
Yes,
so
I perfectly understand. You don't have to apologize. You didn't do anything wrong, personally. It's just the organizational structure is a bit, inadequate. I think. So, yeah, thank you for your help. I'm looking forward to the technician's visit on Saturday morning. That's between 7 and 8, right?
7:30 and 8:30, yeah.
Okay, 7:30. Okay, I will wait forward to that, and yeah, I think there's nothing more for me to remark on. So, have a good day.
You too, sir. Thank you so much for choosing Comcast. Bye-bye.
Bye. Нет, ты клади трубку.